Hi Kevin, my name's Craig Campbell. I am one of the guys that sometimes does live site audits on SEMrush, and we were past your website, but due to some technical issues and whatnot, we never get round to doing your site audit yesterday on the webinar. So I've taken the time to do it today, just for you specifically on your website, and hopefully I can pass you over some nice tips and information that can help you move on to the next level with your website here. So just I want to cover off a few quick points before we go into the site audit itself. Obviously, Kevin, you have got a fairly new website. The domain name was only registered on the 7th of June, and I'm probably guessing that 6 to 8 weeks later your website was live, probably around about the August time. So I wouldn't be expecting huge things from your website at the moment. There is always going to be fine tuning and adjustment required to make your website better for the search engines and for it to rank well. So I want to cover off some of these points with you. So your website looks great. I had a look over it. You do appear to have decent amounts of content on your humorous acrylic painting page. For example, you've got a small bit up here, you've got some examples of your paintings, and then you have snippets of text down at the bottom of your page here, which is fine. And what we want to do, obviously this page specifically is supposed to be being found for humorous acrylic paintings. I'm not too sure that I would consider the content to be that great, because obviously your title tag is humorous acrylic paintings, but there's no real mention of that in the main body of the text on your website. And obviously all of this stuff's supposed to tie in together, and it would allow Google to understand what this is about, what this particular page is targeting. But that's a minor on-page issue. We won't go into that stuff in too much detail, but do bear in mind that if you do want to rank for something, then it has to be on your website and it has to be targeted properly. And that's something you can obviously build up over time. But obviously the paintings look amazing. So yeah, it's a great looking website, and I'm sure there will be a lot of interest in some of these paintings here. And you've obviously got all your different stuff on here. So yeah, the website looks good, it functions well, it's got the pricing, and yeah, so in terms of functionality and whatnot, your website looks to be in good condition. But when we have a website that looks good, the underside, or the part where that is really important from a technical point of view, is often a different story. So one of the first things I look at would be your website speed. Now what I've done is I've used a tool called gtmetrics.com. You can put your website through this and it will give you an idea of whether your website loads quickly or not, and what the potential problems are. So you've got a fairly poor, slow loading website here, probably down to the fact that you have some high resolution images on the website. So that would be this part here where it says serve scaled images. You're not serving scaled images, you're serving images of a much higher quality, which I totally get. You're trying to show off your art, and high resolution images the key part there. But high resolution images slow your website down, and speed is an important factor, not only for the search engines. They base a good website, one of the ranking signals is speed. However, obviously users are not going to hang around all day waiting your website loading. So if they can't go onto your website quickly and efficiently, then you're in trouble. They'll just leave and they'll go to someone else, which you don't want to happen. You're also using a bit of JavaScript on your website. So you obviously want to minify your JavaScript. You want to have browser caching on, and you do want to optimize your images here. That is vital, that you have a website that loads fast, that's technically sound. people often forget that part. What they focus on is a nice looking website that, you know, maybe has great content on it, but if it doesn't load fast and it's not user friendly, then we're also going to have issues along the way. So it's as well trying to tick as many of these boxes as you possibly can. The other site speed tool is Pingdom, which is again a free tool, and it gives us an idea of your website. And again, it's just telling you that your JavaScript, your browser caching, your external CSS needs work done on them to better your website. So you've got some site speed issues there. You know, you want to optimize your images, but site speed is one thing. You know, it's not really bad. You know, it's 3.12 seconds on this tool. It's GT Metrics said it's something like 27 seconds. If I was to reload your website on here, it's going to say something like 25 seconds. You have site speed issues, so you do want to address it. It's not the fastest site in the world, and you want it to be as fast as you possibly can. So that's enough on the site speed. So we have, we'll just put the who is away, and we'll go to your website in general. So you've only really had your website live since August, so I wouldn't be expecting too much at this stage from your website. What we can see from the SEMrush tool is that you have 52 organic keywords ranking, and we can see that here, position 1 to 3 and 4 to 10, which is page 1 in Google, you only have one keyword on there, which is grass artwork. So there's 20 people searching for that. It's not a bad thing. However, it's, you know, it's not doing outrageously well either. So most of your keywords here are sat in page 2 and below, and that is something that we want to address, and something that you will be addressing month on month, trying to get higher rankings. So that your website is not in great shape in terms of current rankings, and that is because I wouldn't imagine there's a whole lot of SEO went on in the background. You can see here, you're not doing any paid search, you're not doing any link building, so you're not doing a lot of work on that side, or you know, there could be more done. So we'll go through all of that kind of stuff in a minute. But the main thing, obviously, what we do on a live site audit would be to check out the kind of structure of your website. So your website here gets 62% as a score. Now bear in mind, no one has a score of 100%. I've yet to see a website with a 100% score. So 62%, it's okay, could be better. I would be looking to get something between 80 and 90% on a website that I was working on. And no one has 100, due down to the fact that the kind of bot here that crawls your website is going to pick on certain things that are not always fixable, down to, you know, sometimes it's a web development issue and so on. But there's certainly a hell of a lot of things here that we do want to work on. Now, when you do a site audit, it gives you this score. It will tell you what errors your website have, what warnings your website have, and what notices your website have. Now, errors is the vital part here. That's where there's a problem. Warnings are just suggestions and warnings. Again, you probably want to take these quite seriously. The figures here are quite high. I wouldn't be alarmed by that, because it's just, these are, in a lot of cases, quite easy fixes. And, you know, when you change one part, it can eliminate 1,000 problems. So don't panic too much when you see this. But in terms of crawlability, it shows you here 75% is your crawlability score. You want that to be 100%. You want Google to be able to crawl your website 100%, not 75%, unless there's a specific reason for that. You also don't have HTTPS, which is your SSL certificate. You don't have that installed. Now, on the top left-hand side here, obviously I'm on the SEMrush platform. It tells me that this has a SSL certificate installed. This website's secure. Now, by the 1st of October, Google Chrome is going to tell you that a website is not secure unless it's got an SSL certificate on it. So you maybe want to look at getting an SSL certificate installed. it's going to impact on people seeing that, and they're not going to click on your website because it says it's not secure. Something that Google have released, so you have to get that implemented. Should be fairly low cost. It shouldn't cost you too much. There are free SSL certificates out there, and there's also some other paid ones which should probably cost you around $100 or less to get something installed on here. You've got another thing here, international SEO. It's not implemented on your website. I don't believe you're doing any international targeting, so I wouldn't expect to see anything here. But what we'll do is go through the errors first and just explain what these are and why you need to deal with them. So 799 pages have duplicate content issues. Duplicate content is a big no. There is no point in you having anything that's duplicated on your website. Google's going to pick up on it, and it doesn't like duplicate content. So you want to, the great thing about SEMrush is you can see all the URLs that are flagging up with duplicate content on them, and yeah, you want to try and figure out why that content is duplicate and deal with it and make sure that it is unique and that you bypass this duplicate content issue. You also have 786 duplicate meta descriptions. This is basically because you keep using the kevingrass fine art on all of your meta descriptions. You don't need to do that. Everyone knows through your domain name that you're kevingrass the artist, so you don't need to repeat this on all your meta descriptions. It does look a bit spammy, and your meta descriptions don't have to be spammy. They don't have to contain your name on every meta description. You can use this as a call to action, encourage click through. So make sure that you use your meta descriptions properly going forward. You've got duplicate title tags. Again, you continually mention your name. You don't have to do that in every title tag. A title tag is 60 characters long. You don't have to mention your business name continually. You can mention the page and the keywords that you're targeting within that page, and that will allow you to avoid having duplicate title tags. Every page, every bit of art on your website should be targeting a different keyword or a different variation of a keyword, so I would look to deal with that. 76 pages couldn't be crawled, so it will tell you here that these pages can't be crawled. So you've got arts, print products, and it's Blue Ridge Print. I'm just going to check why you wouldn't want to have that crawled. Now, someone can do that through your robots text file or something like that. But if you are selling this painting, yeah, it's just semi-gloss. So yeah, there probably is a reason that those pages can't be crawled, and it's just because you've got different variations of the product here and different sizes and whatnot. So that's perfectly fine, and you can do that no problem at all. You also have 5 internal links that are broken. So that's links to pages on your website. We can see here that they've got a 404 error. That's no good. If you're going to pull a page down, then you have to put the appropriate redirect on. So there's only 5 of them. You don't want that to be flagging up as a 404 or a 503 error. You want to make sure that the appropriate 301 redirects put in place so that you're not confusing Google or giving Google, error messages and things like that. 4 pages don't have title tags. So these particular pages don't have title tags. If that page is not designed to rank well, then you don't have to attribute a title tag to it. It's as simple as that. However, what I would tend to do with that would be to block the website from being crawled by the search engines. You've got 2 pages that return a 503 error. You would again have to speak to your developer or deal with this problem. A website shouldn't be flagging up any errors whatsoever where possible. And you have 2 external links that are broken on your website. So what an external link is, a link on your links page is broken, and you want to deal with that. You don't want 404 errors on your website, full stop. So you want to deal with that. So there's certain issues there: duplicate title tags, duplicate content, a couple of broken links and stuff. Nothing too alarming there, but you do want to fix them. So we'll go to warnings, and we'll cover a few things here. So 913 pages have no hreflang attributes. Unless you're doing international targeting, don't worry about this. That's for international targeting. Now, basically, 876 URLs in your website have underscores in them. Now, it will tell you here, Google don't like underscores. They find it hard to interpret them properly, and they may consider them to be part of a word, as it tells you here. You want to use dashes rather than underscores in your URLs where possible, but you can see that on your blog post part, it's a simple change there. You want your blog, it should be blog dash posts, not blog underscore posts. So see if your developer can sort that for you. 770 images don't have alt attributes. Google cannot read an image, so you have to name your image through the alt text and tell Google what it is. You can stick a keyword in there or whatever you choose to do, but make sure you name your image. It's really important. 678 pages have more than one header tag, so you're using a lot of header tags on your website. You don't have to worry too much about it, but you don't want every header tag in your website to be a header 1 tag. You want to mix that up and have header 2 and header 3 tags, because not everything is a main highlight on a particular page, and yeah, it can be seen as very spammy if you're going to have loads of H1 tags on there, so you want to deal with that. 123 pages have low text to HTML ratio. That's the code on your website, and if your website's got heavy code on it and you've got pages that have small amounts of text on it, then you are going to have this error flagging up. And again, if content is key, you want to have as much content on a page as you possibly can. So you want to look at that, and if any of these pages do have or can be improved, then certainly do so. 48 pages have slow load speed, so we covered that earlier at the start. Your website's not in the best shape in terms of loading speed, and there's certainly 48 pages that you know, SEMrush themselves will find very slow, and it's down to the kind of product gallery. It's your images that are causing the slow load speed, which is not great. So make sure you compress your images and you'll have a bit more speed on your website. 20 pages have duplicate header 1 and title tags. Again, nothing should be duplicate here. You don't have to have duplicate header tags or title tags. Everything should be unique on here. You've obviously got, this is flagging up several times. I'm assuming this particular piece of art comes in different frame sizes, which is why it's called progress, and that's it. But you want to use your title tags a bit better than this as well, so make sure that there's more wording in your title tag than just one word, you know, whether that would be acrylic painting or whatever that product may be, but you want to make sure that everything is as unique as possible on your website. 16 pages don't have enough text within the title tags. You can have up to 60 characters. You're only using, on these particular title tags, you're only using 10 or 9 or 10 there, and it's not enough. So you can use more. You don't have to use more. You won't be penalised for using any less. However, you want to make as much of the space as you possibly can. So if you can, do that a little bit better. 5 pages have temporary redirects. There is no real excuse for a temporary redirect on a website unless you are temporarily moving a page and you don't want to lose its ranking. But these pages, I'm not sure, look, your sitemap and stuff like that. But you really want to make sure that you don't have temporary redirects on here. You want every redirect really to be a 301 redirect, unless you are temporarily dealing with a page and upgrading it or whatever. That would be the only instance I would really use a 302 redirect. But yeah, you want to possibly have a look at that. And it also flags up that your homepage doesn't use HTTPS encryption, which is that SSL certificate that I said to you earlier on about. So in terms of technical stuff on your website, it could be better. Some work to be done here, but I do appreciate it's a new website, so you do want to try and fix as many of these things as you possibly can, and that will certainly improve your website score, and it will make you look like a more efficient website to the search engines. But over and above that, you don't appear to have a great amount of backlinks. Backlinks are a massive part of SEO, and it's probably one of the number one. It probably is the number one ranking factor out there, and you are not doing a whole lot of backlinking. The only way I can really describe backlinks is, think of it as a vote for your website. The more artists or semi-related websites that you can get voting for your website, you're going to be seen as an authority. And according to SEMrush, you don't have any backlinks. Now, SEMrush is not it's an all-in-one tool, and it's a great tool, but there are other tools out there that we use as a comparison to see what kind of backlinks you've got, and I use one called Majestic. So you don't have a whole heap of backlinks here. Well, you have 8,300 backlinks, but they only come from 22 domain names. So you've got backlinks on multiple pages on the same websites. So we'll see what websites these are. So artstorefronts.com, I'm sure you know what that is. You've got 8,000 links on that one website alone, which is a great link to have. You've also got your kevingrass.com. Again, you've got 165 links on there. I would assume, I'm just going to check, that you've got some form of redirect on that takes you to your .art website. Yeah, you have. You've got a redirect, so that's where all the links are coming from. And then you've got some other links on some of these other websites. But overall, you have a low trust flow and a decent citation flow. So basically what happens here is citation flow and trust flow are two very different things. Citations is if you get some listings on other websites, your citation flow will increase. The trust flow would come down to the quality of links that you're getting and the kind of topic of the websites that you're getting listed on. And obviously from this you can see that you're on art websites, visual arts and all that kind of stuff. So these are relevant, but they're real low quality websites that you're getting links from. And the fact that you've got 8,000 backlinks from one website is going to keep that score down because it's very spammy, it's not good, and you want to have a diverse range of backlinks. How you choose to go and get those backlinks is entirely up to yourself. Whether you do outreach, you hire an SEO, you beg people for links, you pay people for links, or you build relationships with people to get links. It doesn't matter how you get them. A link is a link. You need as many good quality relevant backlinks, as well as good technical SEO, as well as good on-page targeting to then have a good SEO campaign. And the on-page side of SEO, you probably have to do some research. on your title tags and stuff like that. So your homepage title tag here is acrylic realism paintings for sale, Kevin Grass Fine Art. That the Kevin Grass Fine Art is perfect, you know, that's fine. Acrylic realism paintings, is that really all you do? I'm not so sure. You know, I'm not so sure that's the best choice of keywords. And then you go onto your actual pages, and we go to drawings or portraits, for example. Portraits and commissioned works doesn't appear. I would hazard a guess that there is no real research done behind that. So you can go into SEMrush again and do some keyword research. So you can stick a keyword in here and do portraits and see what kind of search volume in the US there is for portraits and stuff like that. So there's thousands of keywords here. There's 16,000 keywords, and you would have to do your own research to see what the best search term was. But portraits and commissioned works, I'm going to guess that no one searches for that, so I am going to check that as well. So portraits and commissioned works doesn't get any search, so it's pointless having that in your home on your portraits title tag. Now I want to give you an example so that this does hit home. So for example, I'm based in Glasgow in the UK, and I do SEO training. So I'm going to put in SEO training Glasgow, and the first website under the paid listings you'll find me. That's my domain name here, and what you'll see is my title tag says SEO training courses Glasgow. My URL also says SEO training courses Glasgow, and the content on that page is all about SEO training courses in Glasgow. And you know, that's what I want to rank for. If it was some other kind of search term like scrape box tutorial, again, you'll see that the title tag there is free scrapebox tutorial, scrapebox tutorial, how to use scrapebox. The URL also contains the keywords, and any text on there also targets the keywords, and any links that point to this page also target the keyword as well. So yeah, you've got a lot of targeting to do on the website as well, and it's important. I don't have to mention my name on my title tag here. If I was to Google Craig Campbell, can't even spell my own name, Campbell SEO, then my website will come up because my homepage is enough for me to mention my name. I don't have to mention it on every other page on my website. So you know, even if I was to Google something like SEMrush tutorial, my website appears quite high up behind SEMrush, of course, because they're the kings, and I'm behind them. But SEMrush tutorial, again, my title tag is SEMrush tutorial, SEMrush review, how to use SEMrush. So your title tag should always target the keyword that is most relevant to the page on your website. And I don't believe that there's any real research being put into that. So the SEMrush tool, you know, you can look at your competition, see what they're ranking for, and implement some of those keywords into your own website, just so that you can get your art in front of the right eyes. So that would be my suggestions for your website. I hope that some of these tips have worked. If you do have any questions, feel free to email me, tweet me, or whatever suits, and I will try and give you some other advice where possible. So thanks a lot for being patient with us getting that over to you, and hopefully you do carry on, and all the best with your SEO. Cheers.